Hey guys, this is Comic and today I'm doing a review for Harley and Ivy Meet Betty and Veronica. Very long title to write. To say it's not as bad. But before jumping into this, I do want to give you guys a couple updates. I will not have Comic episode this week most likely because I will be at New York Comic Con all weekend, so I will not have time. But I am trying to get a couple of reviews up today, so enjoy those. But Harley and Ivy Meet Betty and Veronica, issue 1. Let's start talking about this book. Now, this was a series I was so excited for when it was announced. I mean, Harley and Ivy meeting Betty and Veronica, it sounded like the personalities would just seep through the pages. So let's see if it did. Pretty cool cover here. I guess it's an Amanda Connor cover, because it kind of looks like her work. I know Adam Hughes did another cover. I wanted to get that one, but I don't think my store had it. I guess in the end they have the information of all the... Here we go. Yes, it's Amanda Connor cover. And Adam Hughes did do the variant, so there was a variant cover for Adam Hughes, but I didn't get that one. But that one did look cool. But very cool cover here. Let's see what's going on with the art, though. Art, I like portions of. I do like the facial expressions. I think that works. The actual pencils are good. Until we get to the end with the angles. Like, the end of the issue, we get to see them going to this costume ball, and I guess a little spoiler is that we find out Betty and Veronica are dressed up as Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. But because they are drawn so much like Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, it was a little confusing to find out who was who. Only because you knew that the other Harley, the actual Harley, was dressed up as her old self, that you kind of knew. But the reason that was is because of the angle. So we get to see this conversation between, oh, you know, everyone's going to be surprised of our costumes, and you have them in the door. But then the next page, the camera angle changes, and there was no door, so it was a little confusing. So yeah, the angles for that last page didn't work for me and kind of ruined the reveal by the end. And they do look a little bit too similar to Poison Ivy and Harley. I wish there was some way to say, oh no, that definitely looks like Veronica and Betty, but it really doesn't at all. It doesn't look like Betty and Veronica there. It just looks like Harley and Ivy clones. But let's jump into the story. Oh, also I want to talk about the coloring. Sorry. That was also a bit disappointing with the coloring. I felt like it was a bit damper than what we should get with a meetup of these characters. I feel like their personalities are very bright, and it should have been a bit more cartoonier, and it wasn't. It was kind of a darker tone that didn't quite work for the issue, in my opinion. Definitely would have liked some brighter colors there. But let's jump into the story. So we get to see Betty and Veronica are setting up for this costume gala for Veronica's father. And the only reason Betty's helping out is because she's not doing well in geometry, and she's promised a good grade if she helps out. So they end up helping out, but because they were working on the party, Veronica did not have time to get a costume. Betty just got invited, so she needs to get a new costume. So they end up, again, picking the Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn costume, which was funny, just kind of wish it was executed a bit better. And I did love the scene between Betty, Veronica, Sabrina, Kevin, where we get to see them picking out their costumes, and we get the little peanut gallery notes from Kevin and Sabrina. I especially like that Sabrina took offense when, I think it was Betty picks out like a wizard hat. She's like, oh, you know, that's so stereotypical. So I thought that was funny. And it's cool that we're actually getting to see Sabrina in the book. And then Harley and Poison Ivy get into the story because they find out about this college that Veronica's father is making, which is free tuition, and they're building it on top of a swamp. And obviously Ivy does not like that they're building it on top of a swamp, so they want to go talk to him and figure out how they could discuss this college and make sure the swamp is okay. And obviously that fails, so that's why they crashed the party. And I don't think that was a great reason for Poison Ivy and Harley to meet up. I thought that was, you know, really easy and not very interesting. It's just like, oh, there's a college they're making on top of a swamp. Think the meetup could have been a little bit better, but hopefully the setup for the next issue will make the next issue a bit more entertaining with their actual meetup, because we don't actually see that. I did like the frenemies aspect of Betty and Veronica, though. That's something we haven't seen as much of, even though I actually do like the friendship a little bit more. It was nice to see some snark between the two. Maybe we will see the friendship as the miniseries goes on, but the snark was definitely at a high level, and that was entertaining. So overall, I'm going to give this issue 3 stars. There's points that I definitely enjoyed with the issue, but there's a lot of disappointing elements to this book also. But let me know in the comments below, what did you think? This is Comic Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links to my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter, and don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.